today I'm gonna fix something that's kind of been bugging me for a while now. Can you guess what it is yet? I'm gonna take the bags off and then we'll take another look. It would be kind of nice to have quick release bags. So I don't usually get too worked up about cosmetic modifications. This one just bugged me when I took the bags off for the first time. And I'm talking about these turn signals. They stick out so far. And you don't really think about it with the bags on, because the bags stick out far enough that they don't look out of place. But without those bags on there, I don't know, these things are like a half a mile wide each.
Ew, that's just weird.
So let me show you what I did to try and fix this problem of mine. So this is a replacement turn signal bar, and I could put a link to this in the description. This comes with standard bulbs, they're not LEDs. You can get a choice of amber turn signals or I think like a smoke colored signal. This will go on underneath the brake light and bring those turn signals in quite a lot closer and not look so awkward with those bags off. There's a couple of bolts here that hold the bar on, and I think the wiring goes into the brake light, so I'll need to take the screw off each side of the brake light. You can see it's just these two plugs, one for each side, and you can see on this new bar there's a bolt there and a bolt there. Looks like the hardest part to this is going to be reaching the bolt on the inside of this fender. You can't get your hand through the side of the fender here, so it looks like the only spot to go is from underneath. So we'll be kind of working blind here. So somewhere up in there are a couple of bolts that I'm going to have to reach. So it looks like this bolt is a 1/2 inch. So hopefully the bolt underneath there is a 1/2 inch also. Let's see if I can get under here with a socket first. All right, looks like I got one side. Now the other side. All right, so it looks like both of them are loose enough that I can get with my fingers now. I get them as far out as I can without completely removing this, and then I'll take that brake light cover off. I don't want to take this off now and have the wires just kind of dangling there. I'm just taking this screw out, and then I'll do the same thing on the other side. Got my little magnetic parts tray. So two of these little plugs must be the turn signals. So I'm just going to pull this off for now so it doesn't dangle around and get damaged. See, I just unplugged this brake light just to set it off to the side. So before I take these bolts out, I want to see which one of these wires are for the turn signals. So I just underneath there pulling very gently on that wire that goes through that little hole that you can see. And then I'm going to trace it up to the top. And I can see that it's that wire with the purple and black. So I'm going to pop this wire off. It's going to be really hard to see this. So you can push that little button down. Here you're pulling on the wire. I'll feed this wire through so I can get it out of the way. And then do the same thing on the other side here. going to take an educated guess that this is the turn signal for that side. So again, a little button, and pull that right out. I've reached up the back of the fender here to pull this through to the other side. It's just a matter of getting this rubber insulation out of the way, pulling it through. Now what I'm hoping I can do is go inside here, just pulling these bolts out from the back of this old turn signal bar. There's one of them, and there's the other. So now this bar is ready to come off. I just need to get these connectors through those holes, and we are finished with the removal. So here you can see the bolt holes for the turn signal. So get that one in. I'm not going to get it even close to tight because I'm going to need a little wiggle room here to get the wiring through. And I'm going to put the other side in. So I just put those bolts in maybe about 4 or 5 turns. And now I'm going to feed these new wiring plugs through the little holes underneath the bar. This is why I left a bit of wiggle room here, so I can lift that bar up to get access to that hole. Alright, so that one's through. I'll go ahead and plug it in. Get that little notch on the top. There's that one. Lift the bar a little bit up out of the way. Feed that connector through that hole. While I'm here, there's the information of this brake light, www.brightAssLights.com. I'm not going to screw the brake light back in or tighten any bolts yet. Got the key. Let's see if these things work. Ignition. Left turn signal first. Try the right. And then I'll just try the hazards. I'm going to do the easy part first. That's just getting these screws back in. Now for the fun part, get these bolts tightened up. And I'm sitting there putting this in thinking I should probably put some blue Loctite or something on there. So if it falls off, I'll get back to you. So everything's tightened down. I'm gonna give it one more try just to make sure everything still works, and then call it a day. All right, so that's a wrap for that project. Does it look any better? I suppose it's subjective, but I think it does. Those things that were sticking out a foot on each side were kind of driving me crazy. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in more motorcycle content, please go ahead and subscribe. Oh yeah, one more thing. I'm going to recommend if you do this, that you wear gloves, because it is dirty up in there.